Yo, how's it going guys? Faints here, and thank you for clicking onto this video. Today we'll be continuing our series on how to defeat various monsters in the Monster Hunter world. So today we will be covering one of my personal favourites in the franchise, which is the elder dragon, Teostra. He was first introduced way back in Monster Hunter 2 and he has been a fan favourite of so many for a good reason, and I'm glad he came back in Monster Hunter world. So without any further delay, I'm going to give you my guide on how to easily defeat Teostra. As always, this guide can either be applied to solo or multiplayer. It doesn't matter, it's just a video you can use to help you and or your squad have an easier time in taking down various monsters such as Teostra. And for all the people who have been bragging saying they beat so and so monster faster than me, then that's good for you, but these guides aren't speedrun tutorials. If I want to do speedrun videos, then I would make a separate video for that. These guides are aimed to help people who may be new to the franchise, or people who may not be the most adept of players, so I can show them how to have an easier time fighting said monster. So with that all out of the way, I will first be covering what gear and items you should bring to this fight. Let's talk about what weapons you should be using, as well as Teostra's strengths and weaknesses. Teostra is most susceptible to water and ice elemental effects, both with a 3-star weakness rating, so if you have any water and ice elemental weapons, then perfect. But if not, Teostra is also weak against the ailments poison and stun, both with a 2-star weakness rating. And finally, he is also slightly weak against thunder, dragon, sleep, blast and paralysis, all with a 1-star weakness rating. So for this fight, I decided to bring along my Duradep 3 Charge Blade, which has the water elemental effect. You don't have to use a Charge Blade for this fight of course, but this is what I like to run with. But the only weapons I don't recommend using are any weapons that have the fire elemental base, since Teostra's only resistance is to fire. I know, shocker right? And in terms of armor, just make sure the armor you are running with has fire resistance, since you want to lower the chances of getting fire blight inflicted on you, which negates health recovery and reduces your health over time. But for this fight, I used the Odogaron Alpha Gears, since I know many of you who clicked onto this video may either be stuck on the story quest trying to defeat Teostra, or you may just want to know a very solid armor set for entry level high rank. The way this armor set still serves me really well, and it has protective polish and speed sharpening, which means I sharpen my weapon extremely quickly. My weapon doesn't lose any sharpness whatsoever for a minute after sharpening, which is really good for weapons that lose sharpness really quickly, like the one I am using. Then I just throw in some fire resistance shields, just so that I didn't have to worry about being inflicted with fire blight. And finally, I recommend using the Fireproof Mantle for this fight, which makes you invulnerable to fire damage for 180 seconds, which is a lot of time if you think about it. If you don't own one, then I also recommend the Vitality Mantle. Finally, a health booster for when he becomes enraged and he engulfs himself in flames. This will allow me to keep attacking him without even having to worry about drinking a potion. Now finally, as part of our prep, the main things you will need for this fight are of course cool drinks. And although not completely necessary since Fire Blight can be removed by just rolling a few times, Null Berries can also be really good. Oh, and don't forget your Flash Pods since you want to be able to stun him out of the sky. I will show you a full list of what I used in this fight right now. Okay, so you got all that? Good. Right, now once you're ready, load up your quest and then eat a quick meal, and then let's discuss the fight strategy. As you spawn in, make sure you pop all your consumables such as your cool drinks, your demon drugs and your armor skins, and then put on your Fireproof Mantle just before you engage if you have one. So Teostra deals a lot of area of effect attacks as well as standard close range swipe attacks, which are all really easy to predict. The main areas you want to be attacking are his head, wings and tail, which are all breakable. Also, make sure whenever he flies up into the air that you flash pod him to stun him, and this can cancel his flying attacks and allows you to get some solid damage on him. Also, as a side note, should you break off his horns on his big ugly face, this will reduce his fire abilities, as well as increases your chances of getting Teostra horns to drop from him, which you'll probably need in the future if you are looking to craft weapons and armor from him. So after a few attacks, Teostra will become enraged. This is shown by his body being surrounded by flames, and he can leave explosive powder clouds all around the map, which he can ignite like gunpowder, so definitely watch out for these. But if you see Teostra drop dragon pods in the ground, then definitely pick these up as they carry Elder Seal, and so shooting a few of these at Teostra when he is engulfed in flames will remove or lower the amount of fire that surrounds his body, so you don't have to worry about being inflicted with fire blight or taking DOT. The single most important attack you should watch out for is when Teostra starts sparking and then flies into the air, when you should sheathe your weapon and get as far away from him as possible, as this is when he will release his supernova attack, which is a massive explosion. This can easily one-hit kill you if you are not careful, especially when you face tempered Teostras at higher ranks, but this can be simply countered by just flash podding him and this will cancel his supernova attack. So once you get him weak, you can either choose to stagger him by using flash pods, or you can let him go back to his nest to rest. I usually go for the second option, depending on whether or not I have damaged his head enough to break his horns. But once he flies back, just get your barrel bombs ready, so that you can do some massive damage to him. And that's pretty much everything you really need to know about this fight, and I hope you found this guide useful. Thank you once again for all the support of my previous guides where I show you how to defeat the Elder Dragons, Kirin and Nogigante. I didn't expect so many people to click onto my videos, considering I have come from making Destiny and Fortnite videos, so I appreciate everyone who has clicked onto my Monster Hunter content. If you haven't already, then I recommend checking out my previous guides. I will leave both of the links in the description below. As always, if you enjoyed this video, then please give it a thumbs up, as it really helps me grow and it lets me know that I'm doing something right. Also, make sure you subscribe to join the Faints fam, but only if you see fit and you enjoy my content and you want to see more. My name is Faints, thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a fantastic day.